Hey everybody, Karen from Ask the Spirit Guides. How's it going today? So I'm going to do a card reading regarding, I wanted to ask our ancestors because I'm quite interested in this deck, and I just used it for the first time this morning in Coffee with Karen at the end. So to give everyone who was there an individual message. But I wanted to ask, and we can ask the angels and ancestors, but I'm particularly interested in what the ancestors have to say about the United States. I just want to know what they're thinking about what's going on in the United States. And I'm just curious to see what we might get, okay? So I will list this deck if you want to take a look at it where I got it. I'll list it in the description below. It is an affiliate link, so it does help support the channel a little bit if that's the place that you decide you want to purchase it from, okay? So my first thing I'll do, if you're new here, I do say a little prayer before I get started. So I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God consciousness, my guides and guardians, and ask Archangel Michael to please protect this channel so it's only of the light. Amen. One of the things I really like about this deck, and I was just reading through it, although I was a little impatient and wanted to record, but they have a really cool ceremony that you can do with a new card deck, and it's like 2 or 3 pages long, and you do it with yourself, and it's really quite fast. It's very nice. And it'll have part of it says turn east and turn west and so I'm thinking if you don't have that, I haven't seen that in other oracle decks, but I can use that now with this one plus other ones, so it's kind of interesting. All right, but I've cleansed the deck. When a deck is new, I'm sure it has energies on it from people who have touched it or produced it or whatever. And so it's just important to kind of clear that energy. Okay, so I'm going to do a 3-card spread, and I'm basically going to use the 3-card spread that's suggested in the booklet, which I'm looking at when I look over there. And so, but I am going to pull 3 cards. And the first card is going to be basically the strengths and the gifts of the United States, basically. Okay, because that's the first card. The second card will be the heart, what your heart wants you to know about the United States situation in the United States. Just the political atmosphere, how collectively people are feeling, that sort of thing. Okay, so I'm going to ask for those. And then the third card will be the challenge, what you need to heal or work on to grow. And we're going to look at that probably from a United States perspective, but you might also have personal messages in here for you as well from all 3 cards. Okay, so if these don't relate, if somehow when I pull these, they don't feel like something to you that made sense for the United States, then it was probably a message for you. Okay. All right, I already said the prayer. So you guys, hello, talking to my spirit guides. Please, I'd like to do a 3-card draw. If you could tap into the collective consciousness of those in the United States in particular, and tap into the energy of, I want to tap into the ancestors. So if you could call all the ancestors that the United States has ever had forward, if they're, not doing anything else. I know they can be in multiple places at once. So whichever ancestors want to come forward to help us with this reading, I want to know what you think about what's going on right now with the collective conscious of the United States. And just systems, the political environment, all that. But I'm really interested in kind of your thoughts about it. So you heard what I said. I wanted to pull the 3 cards. So let's go with the first card. So this will be, what do you see as the strengths and gifts of the United States currently? What do you see as the strengths and gifts of the United States? What do you see as the strengths and gifts of the United States right now? Hello. Okay. Got it. Okay, so I got the first one. I do have this little board. I don't know. I guess that because I'm doing a 3-card, let me just see. I'm going to try one more time. Well, look at that. See, when you try things multiple times, you start to figure out what to do. So I just propped it up. Okay, fun. I'll have to get some stones for here. Okay, this is fun. All right, so this way I don't have to hold the cards and you can see them as I turn them around. Okay, so number 2, asking again our ancestors, what your heart, let's see what your heart wants to know about the situation. Okay, so what do you want our hearts to know about the situation individually, and or what is at the heart of the situation? I think maybe I'll ask that. What is at the heart of the situation that's currently going on in the United States? I like that question better. What is currently at the heart of what is going on in the United States at this time? From an ancestral point of view, what do you see as what's going on in the United States? What is at the heart of what's going on in the United States at this time? Okay. Kind of bounced. Okay. All right. Interesting. And then the last card is, what do you need to heal or work on to grow? So what... Hello, what? I have a need to be present here. So this box might be here. Just, no. All right, well, next time we'll just play around with it. I'll move to here. There we go. All right, what do we need? What does the United States need to heal or work on in order to grow? What does the United States need in order to work on? What does the United States need to heal or work on in order to grow? What? Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna move it over here. All right, so the first card in terms of what they saw, the strengths and gifts of the United States, is the Shaman card. Shaman. So normally I would hold that up for you. I'm going to still. I don't know if you saw the words, but it is a Shaman card. So anything jump out at you for the strengths and gifts of the United States? The strengths and gifts, which, we really haven't been talking a lot about lately, have we? We've been dissing everything. So I kind of like this question and exploring it in the comments. So let's just do that right now, if you don't mind. Put one thing, because this will send really good energy. Put one comment whenever you listen to this. Now, 10 months from now, 4 years from now, whenever you listen to this, what is one strength that you appreciate about the United States? What is one strength that you appreciate? And let's put that in the chat, because I think, and so if you would put strength of the U.S. so that we know clearly what you're talking about, strength of the U.S. and what that is. Then people can read all different things. It would be beautiful. Okay, so what are you seeing from an individual perspective from this card? Okay, so Shaman, trust in higher forces. Remember, this was about strength and gifts that the United States has right now. Trust in higher forces. Okay, so let's take a look and see what that means. See if we pick up anything from that. Okay, so shaman. Shaman. So this deck is actually divided by, there's the first section is sacred ones. And let me see if I can just get an index here rather than. Okay, so we have sacred ones. So the shaman is a sacred one, comes from that category. Then we have guardians and messengers that will show up in this deck. And then we have warrior symbols. So there's cards with symbols on them. And then there's cards with seasons. We actually got one of the seasons today in the individual reading that we did this morning, Coffee with Karen. So there's 4 different things that we could be getting, okay? And I can see right now we got 2 sacred ones. And so we got 2 sacred ones and 1 warrior symbol. Okay, so if that means anything to anybody. All right, so shaman. Okay, shaman. Trust in higher forces. Trust in your angels, guides, and ancestors. If you have given your power away, claim it back. So think about that in terms of the message about the strengths of the United States. If you have given your power away, claim it back. And I don't want to, personally, again, everybody's going to interpret this different. I don't personally think of it as like the United States is power, you know, because that's not, I don't live in that reality anymore of like needing us to be like the strongest on earth or the know-hows and all that. But that's just that's the reality I'm living in. So, okay, so about, inspired by, okay, no, there's going to be words in here. I'm a little dyslexic, so there's going to be words in here that I do not know how to pronounce because, it's hard for me to figure out how to pronounce them if I've not seen them before. So, inspired by the Sami, the indigenous peoples of the northern Norway, Sweden, and Finland, this card represents those people who have a connection to the earth and the hidden realms. Many shamans believe that when there was illness or disease, it was because a person's power had been left behind somewhere or a negative pattern had installed itself in them. In trance, they would travel to the underworld to recall this power and remove the demon, in quotes, demon. I'll just say lower energy. If this card comes to you, it's because you need to do some release work with lower energies or with your lack of trust in the spiritual energies that are guiding you. The shaman will aid you in your quest. Interesting. So in terms of strengths, how do you see that in terms of strengths and gifts of the United States? What is interesting to me because of the timing of this is the word underworld, because of people are speculating where the UAPs, if they're drones by the military, are they, so the fact that in trance, they would travel to the underworld to recall this power and remove the demon. So I don't know, the word underworld stuck out to me because of maybe they're coming from the water. That's why I've heard people say that, or the SGs actually said they were coming from the water. Extended message. There are spiritual allies working in your favor, and their miracles will unfold much more easily when you move into a state of trust. So call back your power and stop allowing external forces to divert you from the miracles you deserve. Hand over all of your concerns to your spiritual allies. When you do so, you allow them to send you intuitive guidance and messages that will allow you to correct that situation and come out on top. The shaman card also shows you that you have a shamanic potential to move between the realms and connect with your guides in an extremely personal way. So I'm wondering, and I don't have any proof or even any intuition about this because I don't know the state of other countries. But I'm wondering, and maybe this is because we're talking about the United States, it's not a comparison from other countries, but maybe that one of the strengths in the United States is that we do have this spiritual recognition that people in the United States, and again, I don't know if it's more than, if you're in another country, maybe you can chime in on this. Maybe you will notice something is more than in the United States than it is in other countries. But maybe our gift is that we're much more, maybe we're more in touch with, not everybody obviously, but more in touch with our spirituality and trusting in this, this realm, because that's what basically what the shaman card also shows, that you have shamanic potential, shamanic potential to move between the realms and connect with your guides in an extremely personal way. So it's just making me wonder if that's what the message is about the gifts. So I would love to hear what you say about that. So yeah, so make sure you put in the chat, in the comments, what you think the gifts are. Okay. So the next one is, I asked, is what is at the heart? What do they want us to know about what is at the heart of what is going on, like what of the United States today? What is at the heart of it? Okay. And we got ourselves another sacred one. And here is the image. Pretty interesting, huh? This is the 16th of December, I'm just saying. And a full moon today, by the way. I think a full moon yesterday, which, man, I can feel that energy. Holy schmoly. I can really feel that energy. I could literally be on here and talking to you all day, probably. That's how much energy I'm feeling. And if you feel the same way, you're not going to want to sit here and listen, that's for sure. Okay. What do you see? So what do you, before I show you, what do you think is at the heart of the United States right now? So if you could put in the comments, maybe pause, put in the comment before you see the words, pause and put heart of the United States and type in what you think is at the heart of the United States right now. Okay? All right, here are the words. Traveler. Move in a new direction. Move in it. So that's what's at the heart of the United States right now, moving in a new direction. Kind of interesting. I like it. All right. So let's read about that. It's kind of fun to have the cards there. I like it. You'll have to let me know if you like it. Traveler. Okay. The message. Welcome any opportunities to travel, either to the outer world or to your inner worlds. About, inspired by the Ramani travelers, this card represents the nomadic spirit within. The opportunity to move in a new direction is coming your way, and ancestral wisdom is encouraging you to welcome it with open arms. Going on a trip is an exciting process because not only do you learn about the world, you also learn about yourself. So we're kind of going on a trip right now, right? Even though some of us aren't physically moving around. This card often comes up when you have a chance to go through a process of awakening and understand even more about the amazing qualities you have to share with the world. Again, we're talking about the United States, right? So we're going through an awakening to help us understand the amazing qualities we have to share with the world. Often such journeys can be lonely, but this in itself can teach you that you are never really alone and your angels and ancestors are there for you. The extended message: the road you are on may be the road less traveled. We've never traveled this road before in the United States, especially politically, okay? But this journey is going to be highly beneficial for your emotional and spiritual growth. It already has. How many of you are just like, especially people who hang out here, how much have you spiritually grown over the last 5 weeks? Like more than ever? I have. And it may be for me because I'm facilitating this so that it is like really requiring me to be in this space a lot, which I am really enjoying. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you like this content, there are ways here you can support the channel. It would be amazing. We'd really appreciate it. It just helps us to get more people, get our views in front of other people who might find this helpful. Okay. Okay, so if it isn't about covering outer distance, it's about covering distance within, and you will be evolving every single moment of it. Yes, we are. Remember to keep things simple and to lighten your load. Keep it simple and lighten your load, because that will make your journey more enjoyable. So it's like we're getting a message. I'm feeling we're getting a message about the United States. There's an awakening going on, but now we're also getting some indication of how it could be helpful for us to lighten our loads. And if we lighten our loads, it will make your journey more enjoyable. So think about what loads you're carrying about this, stuff-wise, emotionally, psychologically, okay? You are also being encouraged to see how far you've come and how you've really grown as a person and as the United States, because again, we've been doing a lot of dissing about the United States, and most of the stuff on YouTube or whatever is fear-mongering because that's what people click on. You guys got to stop clicking on those things. If you click on those things and don't click on things like this, then that's what you're going to be fed, you know? So you have also been encouraged to see how far you've come and how you've really grown as a person, again, as the United States, because this recognition will support you in going even further. If we keep dissing the United States, it's going to be very, very hard for us if we don't be at least aware that we are not a horrible country. We're not a horrible country. So we need to stop dissing as best we can, okay? And see what is really good about the United States too. We need to find that balance, I think, because it's really been very, very strong in the negative energy about it. So, and there is a good chance that along the way you'll make new friends who will become companions for a lifetime. So I know I'm making new friends here constantly right now. And I don't know about the companion for a lifetime, but it's as long as people find the comfort here, or find it to be helpful. Okay, so let's do the third card. And the third card again was the challenge. And so we asked the ancestors is what do we need to work on or heal in order to grow? So what does the United States need to work on or heal in order to grow? I'm kind of looking at the time because my husband comes home right now, so I might pause you once he starts walking up the steps. Okay, so this one was what did they consider this one? This was the challenge came from a warrior symbol, okay? So this is a warrior symbol. I'm going to show you the picture. Since I'm here, I might as well find it. Okay. All right. So the warrior symbol. And so if you would now, I would love in the comments if you would put challenge for the challenge for the United States. And the challenge in the sense of what we need to do. What does the United States need to do? So if you could answer this question, and so put challenge for the United States. What do we need to do to heal or work on in order to grow? What does the United States need to heal or work on in order to grow? So if you could pause and put the challenge for the challenge, let's just do challenge for the United States. And this will be really fun to see what everybody writes. Okay? All right, what do you see? It's what the United States needs to work on or heal in order to grow. Work on or heal in order to grow. Okay, it's the stag, trust, and thrive. So we need to work on trust in order to thrive, maybe? Let's see. And I'm going to move you over here. So, I'm just going to move you so you can see all three. Okay, I'll just sit here behind the cards. Okay, so the stag. Come alive and thrive. Stand in your light and glory with grace and majesty. Come alive and thrive. Stand in your light and glory with grace and majesty. The stag card brings graceful and powerful medicine into your life. In the Celtic traditions, the stag with his crown of antlers is known as the king of the forest and is a totem that brings protection in challenging times. I like that. In Native American traditions, he is greatly loved, for stags and deer have provided food for the people and materials that have allowed them to create medicine items such as drums, rattles, and smudge fans. Although the stag has been hunted in the past and still is, he has strength, dignity, and poise. When this card arises, it can also represent fertility and sexuality. Why am I keep getting the sexuality cards? We got a couple like last week and I was like, what? Maybe an opportunity to explore your sexual side with your spiritual integrity supporting you on that journey. So the extended message, you have an opportunity to thrive. So the United States has an opportunity to thrive. Trust in all that you have to offer, all your gifts, strengths, and power, which means we need to start focusing here, okay? We need to start focusing on our strengths. And our strengths here, what we discussed, I can't even remember because my head is so right here right now, okay? So remember, and think about what you put in the comments actually. So in order for us to thrive, are you able to trust these strengths and know that there are areas for us to grow, but that we're moving in that direction? Because if you can trust our strengths and that we're going to move and grow, move in a new direction and grow, if you can trust that, I think that energy, that is higher vibration energy, right? Than just being so disappointed by the United States. And I'm so embarrassed to be here. I had even felt like I don't even want to travel outside of the United States because I'm embarrassed to tell people I'm from the United States. That's not good energy. So I'm really glad this came up. This came up because this is the kind of stuff I would have never planned. Let's talk about the strengths of the United States, you know? So, okay. Lastly, so this is the extended message. You have an opportunity to thrive. Trust in all that you have to offer, all your gifts, strengths, and power, and make the most of it. You were born to lead. You were born to lead. The United States was born to lead. This can only become reality when you are willing to put yourself in that position. So actually be leaders, okay? United States, we need to actually be leaders, which if you look up the term leadership, does not include authoritarianism, does not include stealing and lying. Leadership does not include lying. Those are not good qualities, right? So that is probably areas of growth for us if we want to be seen as leaders. And we were born to lead, is what the stag is saying. Okay? Stag energy allows you to feel safe because the antlers keep away anything that could interfere with your intelligence and presence. And their strength gives you the power to be agile in your thinking. You are being encouraged to retain your dignity, and be proud of who you are and all that you've accomplished. That's from our ancestors. Just saying. Be proud of who you are and all you've accomplished. This in turn will give you even more power to thrive onwards and upwards. Oh my gosh, this turned out so good. I love these so much, I have to say. I'm not just these cards, but just these readings, because again, I could have never planned this conversation without this guidance. It's amazing. All right, so let me know what you think. And again, if you haven't subscribed or shared or liked, that would be awesome. And maybe I'll see you tomorrow morning for Coffee with Karen. All right, have a good one. Bye-bye.